Hello, hello, hello. We are going to go ahead and get started with our afternoon lightning round. Thank you all for your patience. It is greatly appreciated. I hope everyone got enough to eat and everything like that. So we will go ahead and get started with Kim's presentation using Gemini to craft LinkedIn headlines.
Thank you, Kisha. How are y'all doing? Did you get enough food? Yeah. You're not going to fall asleep on me, are you? You're going to fall asleep on the next person, right? Don't worry, I'm going to warm. If you're the next speaker, I'm going to warm them up. We're going to be okay. We heard this earlier today. We have to teach the students, right? We have to teach them. I'm going to tell you my philosophy. It's okay if you don't agree, but we don't have time to argue about it right now. I strongly believe, and I've written about this with some colleagues, I strongly believe that anything that we ask college students to do in the name of demonstrating knowledge development, well, we need to make sure that they know how to do it. They need instruction, right? And maybe the instruction needs to come from you directly in the classroom. Maybe there's some module that somebody else has already created that you can import into your Canvas shell. But if we're going to ask them to demonstrate the knowledge that they've learned in our classes, we need to make sure that the way that they're going to demonstrate it, they know how to do that. Right? So do they know how to write? Do they know how to speak? Do they know how to create a podcast? If they don't, I'm the instructor. I'm going to make sure that they get it. So today I want to talk to you about using Gemini to craft LinkedIn headlines, but I want y'all to know that our students don't know how to write LinkedIn headlines, right? But part of that is, and maybe you have the same issue, but I bet not at the same level, our students don't know what to write about because they don't know a whole lot about who they are as potential hires, new hires, right? So I'm going to ask you to do some things today. I'm not going to stand up here and talk to you. I'm going to make you do some work. I'm going to ask you to do some things here today. You're going to use 2 different websites if you can get to them. There may be frustration, and I just want to acknowledge that. You may experience failure as part of your learning with me here today, and that's okay. Failure may be part of your journey. Right now, I'd like you to figure out, or rather find is the better word, find the Adobe Creative Types personality test. So Adobe Creative Types personality test. You got the web at your fingertips, find it. I'm going to say it again. Adobe Creative Types. It's the personality test. You are going to figure out, thanks to Adobe, what your creative type is. And if you're lost, I don't think you are, but in case you're still lost, I'm going to help you. mycreativetype.com. mycreativetype.com. Take that inventory, please. We can call it something different than a test if you'd like. Go ahead and complete the inventory. Your responses, I'm not going to ask you to share them. So be honest with yourself. I am a visionary. That's my creative type. It's really smooth. It's really savvy.
That's just a problem.
You okay? You're right? I was having, that's I'm telling you, some of us, I actually use these words. If you can get to it. Do you want to use my iPad? I went to the help desk.
Let me just slow it down.
If you can't get on, you can look at what your neighbor's doing if they'll allow it. So I ask students first to complete this inventory because I want to use the information that they get, the language that this inventory produces in Gemini to create their headlines. So they need some language first. So figure out what Adobe says is your creative type. When you get there, there'll be some explanation and examples. I should have said at the beginning, I'm a creative person. This is going to be different than you might think it's going to be if you don't know me. It's too late. Are you finding results? Getting to the end of the test? Yeah? In the middle of it? Okay. Yeah, we'll wait the 10 seconds. All right. Just keep working your way through that.
If you hit skip on the little animation things,
It'll help you.
Skip the animation, though we love the animator. Beautiful work, but we don't have time for that right now. How you doing, Chad? What is your creative type? I'm not asking you to tell me. We're finding out. You're going to keep your answer to yourself.
Trick question.
When you do get to the end, when you know what your type is, would you just raise your hand just for a moment so I know where we are? I know it's a whole inventory. Okay.
You ever take these?
Thank you. So starting to see people getting to the end of the creative types. Thank you. Welcome to the end. Thank you. Thank you. The purpose of doing this inventory is so that our students have language that they can use in their headlines. I first did this activity for Dr. Nadir's class. Jenny Southern and I took a class with him this semester. Yeah, see? You may not agree with the results here, but then I had the opportunity to do it for Jenny's class. So we've tried this out with graduate students and undergraduate students. What I need you to know before we move to the next step is what your type is. Just the word. You don't have to tell me. You need to know. I'm still watching for hands to go up that you've got it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you. Oh, now that you've got something to read, I've lost you. Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So this next piece, I really would like you to use Google Gemini, which we've seen on some of the slides today. I just don't know if you can access it. You can access it if you have a Gmail account, not UNCG. If you're only logged into your UNCG account right now, you might find you can't get past without choosing your other Gmail account. And if you can't get into Gemini, I'll give you an alternative in a moment. But I use Gemini with students because the students are Google friendly. The students, they jump in Google easily. Jenny's students in the 300 level class, they mostly hadn't used AI when we presented this to them. And we've heard that this morning also. You've got 2 students in your class that are using AI. If you can't get into Gemini, you could use ChatGPT for this as well. Or any other AI language model that you want to use, whatever you want to use. Yeah. So the next thing you're looking for, if you haven't moved with us yet, is Google Gemini. You just ask Dr. Google for that. But you could use GChap2 or something else that you like to use. And now I want you to ask Google Gemini to, you use your language. Let me tell you the task. You want to use this AI program. You want the program to write a LinkedIn headline for you, and you need to tell the program what your creative type is. Go ahead and try that out. If you already know how to write prompts, go. Yours will be awesome. Again, I'm not going to ask you to share it with the room. But I want you to imagine if you, bless you, if you have been writing prompts, you've been writing prompts for some time, imagine the prompt that our students that don't know how to write prompts would write. They'll still get helpful information. Here's the thing about our students. They don't have a whole lot of career experience. So you don't have to write a prompt that says, for a faculty member who's been teaching college students since she was 23. She's now 57. You don't have to say someone with 30 years experience. You don't have to say that. You have a question? I'll come there. I know you're talking. I'm hard of hearing. I'm bringing my hearing aids with me.
Can you just repeat the prompt?
I can, yeah. I didn't write the prompt on purpose. I just told you what the machine needs to do for you. Gemini's a machine. So you want to ask it in your words to create a LinkedIn headline for a person that has your type of your creative type. You could use Adobe Creative if you want, but it's not necessary. Creative type. Gemini will know what to do with that. So the headline for LinkedIn is the line right underneath your name. If you're not on the job market, you may not know that right now, most of those headlines are, they're using verbs. I use my words to, or I generate. Our college students are not going to have headlines that look like that. Again, they don't know what they do just yet. Theirs will probably be single words with lines between them. So what you need to do now is look at the results, and I want to tell you what Jenny's students said. Jenny's students said two things that I remember clearly. Wait, we can use this? And Jenny was the teacher, and she said, yes, AI is a tool. And if you're in a class where your instructor tells you that you can use it for a particular assignment, then yes, you can use it. And yes, we can use it today. The other thing that the students said was, wait, I can use all of these things that Gemini says about visionary creative? No. Now, here's the judgment part, right? Here's the judgment part. Now I'm assuming you're thinking about updating your LinkedIn headlines through this activity. You choose from all the language that it's just given you, you choose what you'll use in your LinkedIn headline. And if you don't like what it says, change the prompt. In Gemini, just go back up to the original prompt. There's the pencil edit. Click that and rewrite it. Add it. Edit it. Give it. Tell it that you are a researcher with the amount of years that you have and what your specialty is, and start to make it more specific, and it will be you. Our students won't have that much. Our undergrads won't have that much. But I'm going to share with you what one of the students that I worked with in the wintertime came up with for his LinkedIn. He is, let's see, is adventurer one of the answers? Yes. Okay. Is explorer also? No. Yes? Well, he's an adventurer. And he came up with, these are what he pulled from his results from Google Gemini doing this activity. People first leader, helper, lifelong learner, joy sparker. Now, if you are an adventurer, that doesn't mean that this would work for you. So again, people first leader, helper, lifelong learner, joy sparker. If anybody's looking to hire someone, he's still looking for a job. He also used what he got from the Gemini results for his about section. To update his about section. I'll let you know the one line that stuck, that made it past all this new stuff. So here's his new language. He chose to frame it as, I am, ... at my best when helping others. I am a leader with a powerful ability to inspire. I am a people person with deep emotions and empathy, a natural storyteller and performer. I am people-centric, focused exceptionally on nurturing and motivating the people around me. I am always freely sharing my talents for the benefit of others. I am a health nut who loves life and outdoors. That's the one that stuck from the original. I am passionate and expressive. And he didn't know those things about himself. He couldn't articulate those things about himself until after he did this activity. So this is a way for us to introduce our students to AI, get them thinking about writing prompts, though we didn't dive into that here in 10 minutes. We weren't going to do that here today. And also get them to start to see themselves after UNCG and understand what their brand is. This student now understands his brand. So he's ready to get that job. He knows what he's looking for, helping jobs. Thank you. Do y'all have any questions about this? No? You can find me if you scan that QR code. Most anything about me is available there. It's different than a Google search. That's different. You'll find other things in the Google search. But I want to be sure to tell you all that I am faculty in communication studies, but I also am faculty in the School of Theater. I teach in the Master of Public Affairs department, and I'm an instructional design student at the School of Education. And so there are lots of different departments that have just presented to you. Thank you very much.